But let's begin with the hot stove really heating up. It looks like the major free agents are virtually all off the board because a couple of chips did drop yesterday. The first one, the biggest one, Alex Bregman, now formerly of the Houston Astros, has agreed to a 3-year deal, $120 million with the Boston Red Sox, searching for a 6-year deal. Certainly did not get it, but he does have an opt-out after the first year of the contract. So, hypothetically speaking, a big year for Bregman in Boston could potentially lead him to free agency once again. Now, as of right now, it would appear there's a possibility Bregman could open up the season at second base for the Red Sox as well. He was a Gold Glove third baseman with Houston and has a good track record at Fenway, hitting .375 with 7 home runs and 15 runs batted in. We'll get to some more free agency here coming up in just a minute. Big story out of the state of Mississippi. The Senate has become the first U.S. legislative chamber to approve a ban on all sweepstakes casinos, a version of a senator's SB 2510, which would prohibit online sweepstakes and increase punishments for offshore online casinos, passed by a 44-1 vote on the Senate floor on Tuesday. Mississippi is the first state to do this. Remember, they do have legalized sports betting there, but only at retail shops and obviously all in person. Meanwhile, former NFL wide receiver Kadarious Toney arrested last week in Georgia on 2 counts, according to online records. He was booked in Douglas County on counts of aggravated assault, strangulation, and obstructing, harassing 911 calls. Toney, a very checkered on-the-field experience with both Kansas City and the New York Giants. Have to wonder where his career could end up after this. The Dallas Mavericks playing some really good basketball last night, even without Anthony Davis. Kyrie Irving has been an absolute star this season for them. He put up 42 last night as Dallas beat the Warriors by a final of 111-107. Jimmy Butler called for a charge with 10 seconds left, down 2 and a chance to tie. But Kyrie Irving, the star, will head to the All-Star break now wondering just how good his team is.
I mean, anytime you're in a game like tonight and you're looking for that energy, you can look into the crowd, to our fans, and you could drive yourself off that or, get amplified, electrified off of that energy that's in the crowd. And it makes a big difference for us. In our home, our home stadium, we got to protect it. Our arena, we got to protect it. And I feel like our fans know that. We're obviously dealing with something unique, but at the same time, we have to put our best foot forward. So I'm grateful that we all get to, make the big picture, as they say. Just keep the main thing, and just enjoy the fruits of our labor, preparing, going out there and trying to put up a good product for our fans and win games. That's what it's about. But we obviously feel for the fans too. They give us a lot of energy. So just a delicate balancing act.
Fans in Houston happy with their first half of the season. Amen Thompson had a triple-double. The Rockets beat the Suns last night, 119-111. Kevin Durant had 37 points in the loss. Meanwhile, one of the highest-scoring games in the NBA this season, no question, the Knicks over the Hawks in overtime. How about this final? 149-148. Karl Anthony Towns, another 40-point performance. He had 44 last night. Jalen Brunson made the go-ahead jumper with 11 seconds left in overtime. 40 points in consecutive games for Cat. Brunson and Cat talking after the game about the huge overtime win.
It's great to go into break on the win, no matter how we got it or what happened. I'm just happy we fought through, regardless of what we did, positive or negative. We came in with a win, and
I'm getting more used to it. Just and also my teammates got me in great positions, and it was just one of those nights where the ball felt good, and I was getting the bases pretty well, and just taking my shot and being aggressive.
Well, what did you see, I guess, either in the way they were guarding you or whatever it is that you were able to do?
I think they guarded well. I think it's just starting hitting threes. I was shooting from real far. Yeah. I got to look back at the tape, but I know a lot of them weren't close to the three-point line. So, I just want to be aggressive in my shot selection, and happy that one, I can make them, but two, that shout out to my teammates trusting me with the ball in those positions.
The East was led from start to finish by the Cleveland Cavaliers. They head to the break beating the Raptors 131-108. They've won 8 out of their last 9 games. Red hot all season long. Speaking of red hot, yes, the Oklahoma City Thunder did it again. This time they were down 21, came all the way back to win against the Miami Heat. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the MVP favorite, 32 points, 115-101 the final. SGA also had 14 points in the fourth quarter, and he talked about the comeback win after the game.
Just keep stacking possessions, keep getting stops, most importantly. That's what allows you to win, but when you're playing like from behind, you need stops or else game's over. So that was like my focal point, and we did a really good job of stringing together stops to start the fourth, and that's what gave us a chance to come back and win.
You've only had 8 points in the paint in the second half. Just either tactically or an execution thing. What was it that prevented them from getting anything down low?
Yeah, I'm not sure what it was, but coach had came in at halftime and said they were like maybe 19 for 23 at the rim in the first half, and no matter who you play, giving up points at the rim to the most efficient shots in the game is never the recipe. We know that, and we wanted to change that in the second half and just control the things that we can control, and we did enough of it to get a W.
Speaking of big point totals last night, how about a career high for Jamal Murray of the Denver Nuggets? He had 55 points as Denver beat Portland 132-121. Also, Jason Tatum with a big game last night had 32 points to help the Celtics beat Wemby and the Spurs 116-103. Tatum, after the game, said it was all about the performance on offense that led to the win.
You know, the last game before All-Star break is always mentally, I think, one of the toughest games of the year. Just it's a long season, been traveling a lot. You know, guys got plans for vacation with their families and things like that. So, you know, in recent years, we've dropped this game a few times. So I thought it was really important the way that we started and made sure that we were just locked in throughout the game. For one, because it was before All-Star break, and then, you know, because it was at home, and we need to do a better job of protecting home court.
All right, now let's get to the very latest in Major League Baseball. By the way, one other final last night. We'll talk about it more coming up. Lakers fell to the Jazz last night. Lauri Markkanen had 32 points. All right, in baseball, not only did Alex Bregman sign a long-term deal, also Nick Pivetta did. The Padres have agreed with the right-handed pitcher on a 4-year, $55 million contract pitched with the Boston Red Sox. Also, Tigers pitcher Alex Cobb has a hip injury, likely out for opening day, signed a 1-year deal with the Tigers. Meanwhile, Anthony Rendon, that long-term contract over $250 million with the Angels, doesn't look like he's going to be playing for them anytime soon. He's going to have hip surgery. It's been a tough run for him with the Angels. All right, in college basketball last night, our director Luke not all that happy with the performance from St. John's. Close game, but they do fall finally to Villanova, 73-71. Their win streak is over. And St. John's has had a really nice season, but this is going to hurt them in terms of their seeding ranking, perhaps in the NCAA tournament. Of course, Villanova unranked going into this game. Cooper Flagg had 27 points. Duke beats California. Final score in this one, 78-57. Also, number 12, Texas Tech scores the most points in a Big 12 game, beating Arizona State. Final score, 111-106.